Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and I made a review video about the Wicked movies, and I decided to make a part 2 since there are a few things that I didn't talk about. So, like I said in my last video, I don't own a lot of pink or a lot of green, but I have this very red sparkly shirt and it reminded me of the ruby slippers, Dorothy's ruby slippers. So I decided to wear this for this video. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. So in this video, I'm going to talk about Nessa Rose and Bach. In my previous video, I talked a lot about my opinions of the portrayals of Glinda, Fiyero, and Elphaba and the wizard, and I talked about set design, and so you can go and check out part 1 if you haven't seen it, my opinions on the special effects from my part 1 video. So let's talk about Nessa Rose and Bach. So in the play, Nessa Rose has a big role. I felt like in the movies, Nessa Rose was barely in it, and I felt like her role got taken so down. In the play, Nessa Rose is, in my opinion, kind of verbally abusive to Elphaba. She cuts her down the entire time. She always is unkind to Elphaba. She's never supportive of Elphaba. And Nessa Rose and the father, who's really not Elphaba's father, the wizard is Elphaba's father in this version. So Nessa Rose was barely in the movies. And it was funny because my mom watched them. My mom had never seen the play. My mom didn't know anything about the play. I told my mom the story plots of the play, and she was like, she really wasn't in it. My mom about Nessa Rose was like, I don't even really know what opinion to have of her because she was barely in these movies. Now with Bach, I thought Ethan Slater has a talented singing voice, that he is talented. And I thought his acting was really good. In the second movie, he actually seemed pissed that he got turned into tin. He seemed pissed off that he got made into tin. So I thought his acting was really good. And I thought he had such a talented voice. And he was barely in it. So the guy who could sing really, like I said, with all this talent, was barely in the movies. I did laugh at the scene when Nessa Rose is like looking up at the sky and the house is about to come down on her, and Elphaba just hooked up with Fiyero, and it's like boom, and like bam, there's the house, and then Elphaba has like the vision. Like, that was kind of a funny transition scene to me. I don't know why they decided to edit those two parts together, because I started dying laughing because it was like Elphaba is hooking up with Fiyero while Nessa Rose gets squashed by the house. So I love Michelle Yeoh as an actress. I was happy Michelle Yeoh won the Oscar a couple years ago, or how many years ago that was. Michelle Yeoh is a badass. I didn't feel like Michelle Yeoh fit as Madame Morrible, and Michelle Yeoh is not a singer, and Madame Morrible in the play, she's very theatrical. She's very Madame Morrible, like she kind of Ursula. Like, think Ursula if you haven't seen clips of Wicked, the musical. So Madame Morrible's very theatrical, and so and she can really sing. And so I felt like Michelle Yeoh, and like I said, I love Michelle Yeoh as an actress, and the director, John Chu, he worked with her before. He worked with her on Crazy Rich Asians, which is a great movie. But so he worked with her before, and I get directors working with actors that they've worked with before because they know they can work with them, that they can have a good working relationship with them. But I just, like I said, I didn't think that Michelle Yeoh fit Madame Morrible. So, like in my last video, I talked about how I have read many of the original Wizard of Oz books. I actually got a really cool old edition of one of the Wizard of Oz books for Christmas this year. It's one of the early editions. And so I have read many of the original Wizard of Oz stories, which are weird. The original Wizard of Oz stories are weird. Everybody in their mind, when they think Wizard of Oz, they think of the Judy Garland version. That's the first thing that comes in your head. And every adaptation, well, pretty much every adaptation, they even pay homage to that. Like, so in Wicked, they did the old font when they did Wicked title. The Oz and Great and Powerful movie by Disney, they had the beginning was in black and white before Oz goes to the land of Oz, and then it's in color. They were paying tribute to the Judy Garland version, and it has the Oz and Great and Powerful font is in the old school font. So that's usually what comes to your mind, but the books are like really weird. One of the books, there's a woman that she changes heads. Like, she takes off her head and she has like different heads in a drawer and picks what head and face she wants for that day. Like, I'm not kidding. I think that's in the second book. That's with Dorothy and the talking chicken named Belinda. But so the books are very weird. But what I will say that the books and Wicked have in common with each other is that the wizard was always a loser. He was always a schmuck. So he was in the book. So unlike the Judy Garland movie where they make him more of a likable guy, in the original book, like Dorothy goes like, basically, you're nothing but a con man. And he's like, you're right, I am just a humbug. But he is like a loser and a swindler. And that is what Wicked and what Gregory Maguire got right with his book. Now, the Wicked book, okay, I died laughing because I saw that they were reprinting the book by Gregory Maguire, Wicked, that they were reprinting it with the cover of the movie poster from the movie. And I was thinking, people are going to buy this thinking that it's like the movie, when it's not. If you read the Wicked book, it is dark. The themes are way darker. Glinda and Elphaba do not have like a girl power friendship. There is not like this defying gravity against the wizard moment. It's not like girl power. It's very dark. I won't spoil it if you want to like watch it, but read it, but it's very sad. There's no like happy ending. But the book is good, but it's very dark. I read the first one. I haven't read the other ones because the other ones they were a little too much for me. So I've read Gregory Maguire's version. I have read many of the original Wizard of Oz books. And I have watched Oz the Great and Powerful. I talked about this in my last video. I have seen this TV show called The Emerald City, which got canceled after one season. It's the actress who plays Bix from Andor, and she's like a nurse, and she's Dorothy. I've seen the version from Sci-Fi called Tin Man with Zooey Deschanel. seen a little bit of The Wiz. I saw some of The Wiz on TV, and then I think I fell asleep with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. But so it's really interesting to me, and I said this in my last video, how many different versions of The Wizard of Oz there have been in movies and books, and how it's been changed around. Like in the Wicked story, Elphaba's father is the wizard. In the Oz and Great and Powerful, the Wicked Witch of the West has an infatuation with the wizard. Like it has, so it has like changed. In one version, in the Emerald City version, he's not literally a scarecrow, but Dorothy has a thing with the scarecrow. In Wicked, the scarecrow is Fiyero, who's in love with Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West. So it has changed. It's interesting how it has like changed throughout all these years. And if you have read the original story, the slippers were silver, they weren't ruby. That was the movie that did that. You may have already known that fact. But I have never seen the Muppets version of The Wizard of Oz. I've always wanted to. Like when I was younger, I wanted to, and this was back in the day where you couldn't always find everything. Your video store, your Blockbuster, your movie gallery, your local movie gallery had to have what you were looking for. You couldn't always find it. And so I remember wanting to watch it and couldn't watch it when I was younger, but I want to watch it. I've seen clips of it on YouTube, and Quentin Tarantino is in the Muppets version of Wizard of Oz, which I find hilarious. So I really want to watch that. But let me know your favorite version of the Wizard of Oz, whether that be a book, whether that be a show, whether that be a movie. What is your favorite take of the Wizard of Oz? I talked about a lot of them in detail, different versions in my part 1 video. I would love to hear your favorite one. And I mentioned this in my other video. There's a book series called Dorothy Must Die, where Dorothy becomes evil after killing the Wicked Witch, and there's a revolution against Dorothy. If you've read that book series, I would love to hear what that is like. So let me know in the comment section below. But thank you for watching my part 1 video if you did, and thank you for watching my part 2 review video. I hope you liked it. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know what you thought of the live action Wicked movies. Like I said in my first video, I think it should have just been one movie, and that it was just a cash cow. They were just trying to make as much money as they could off of it and made it into 2 movies, and it should have just been one movie. But anyways, let me know, what did you think of the movies? What were your thoughts? And let me know, what is your favorite musical? Have you seen off-Broadway or a Broadway show? In my last video, I talked about how I'm really thankful I've been able to see different Broadway shows on Broadway. I saw West Side Story when I was 18 for my birthday, which was an amazing birthday present. The dancing was incredible. I saw Anastasia when it first came out around Christmas time on Broadway. That was absolutely like amazing. That was my favorite one that I've seen, and it was just incredible, and the costumes were incredible. And I saw Funny Girl when Leah Michele did it, and that was amazing. And she was so talented, and also the other cast members in Funny Girl were so talented too. And I've seen Les Mis on off-Broadway, and Les Mis is my all-time favorite musical. I dreamed a dream. That musical always makes me cry. So let me know, what is your favorite musical in the comment section below. I would love to hear from y'all. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. I will see you guys next time. Bye.